American President Donald Trump was already talking about not wanting to be in Syria during his first term in office. He can look at it differently than American administrations. In general, he can already tell how much he gains and how much he loses, either monetarily or from different pragmatic angles. He said it in the first one, but he couldn't pull it off because the American executive mind was obviously not fully in itself. Can he do what he says this time? We will see. But at the same time, one of the names that will advise him in these processes, maybe one of the names that will set up the game, is the National Security Advisor, Tim Waltz, whose name is Mike Waltz. I apologize. His name is probably one of the names that we will often hear in the new period. If he remains in office, Donald Trump has already said, what are we doing there? In the period after the elections, and even recently this month, there was a sentence like, I have nothing to do with Syria. My main area of interest is Ukraine, so let them do whatever they want. But it was learned that the current administration increased the number of American troops from 800 or 900 to 2,000 after this mobility started. Now will it withdraw all of those 2,000 troops? Will it not? Does he want to mold it into something else? They are talking, but is this statement by Mike Waltz indicative of something? Let's take a look.
With the fall of the Assad regime, a new era has begun in Free Syria. But what will happen to U.S. troops in the country? After President-elect Donald Trump assumes office on January 20th, there is anticipation for clarity to emerge. Already hints have been dropped by Mike Waltz, Trump's potential national security advisor, suggesting that the presence of U.S. troops in Syria might not be favorable.
President Trump's stance is highly accurate. The intent behind his election was unequivocally to avoid engaging in conflicts within the Middle East. It is unnecessary to have American troops stationed in Syria under any circumstances. However, we shall continue to remain vigilant regarding the larger dynamics concerning ISIS, the Israeli border, and our allies in the Gulf.
Beforehand, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's nominee for Surgeon General, conveyed that Trump exhibited unease regarding the continued presence of U.S. troops situated in the northern region of Syria. These remarks were interpreted as a clue as to how the U.S. policy on Syria would be shaped. On the other hand, the U.S. Department of Defense recently stated that the fight against Daesh is not over, so there are no plans to withdraw the task force in Syria. In addition, Pentagon spokesperson Patrick Ryder announced that there are 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria, not 900, contrary to popular belief. So, will the United States' partnership with the terrorist organization PKK-YPG under the name of Fighting Daesh come to an end? The Pentagon has said it has no plans to disband the YPG, but it remains to be seen what the Trump administration will do. Fearing the loss of U.S. support, PKK-YPG terrorists are in a panic. Ilham Ahmet, one of the organization's leaders, wrote a letter to Trump asking him to put pressure on Turkey.